Ephesians 4. I therefore, the prisoner of the Lord, beseech you that ye walk worthy of the vocation wherewith ye are called, with all lowliness and meekness, with long-suffering, forbearing one another in love, endeavoring to keep the unity of the Spirit in the bond of peace. There is one body, and one Spirit, even as ye are called in one hope of your calling, one Lord, one faith, one baptism, one God and Father of all, who is above all and through all and in you all. But unto every one of us is given grace, according to the measure of the gift of Christ. Wherefore he saith, when he ascended upon high, he led captivity captive, and gave gifts unto men. Now that he ascended, what is it, but that he also descended first into the lower parts of the earth? He that descended is the same also that ascended up far above all heavens, that he might fill all things. And he gave some apostles, and some prophets, and some evangelists, and some pastors and teachers, for the perfecting of the saints, for the work of the ministry, for the edifying of the body of Christ, till we all come in the unity of the faith, and of the knowledge of the Son of God, unto a perfect man, unto the measure of the stature of the fullness of Christ, that we henceforth be no more children, tossed to and fro, and carried about with every wind of doctrine, by the sleight of men and cunning craftiness, whereby they lie in wait to deceive, but speaking the truth in love, may grow up into him in all things, which is the head, even Christ, from whom the whole body, fitly joined together and compacted by that which every joint supplieth, according to the effectual working in the measure of every part, maketh increase of the body unto the edifying of itself in love. This I say therefore, and testify in the Lord, that ye henceforth walk not as other Gentiles walk, in the vanity of their mind, having the understanding darkened, being alienated from the life of God through the ignorance that is in them, because of the blindness of their heart, who being past feeling have given themselves over unto lasciviousness, to work all uncleanness with greediness. But ye have not so learned Christ, if so be that ye have heard him, and have been taught by him, as the truth is in Jesus, that ye put off concerning the former conversation the old man, which is corrupt according to the deceitful lusts, and be renewed in the spirit of your mind, and that ye put on the new man, which after God is created in righteousness and true holiness. Wherefore, putting away lying, speak every man truth with his neighbor, for we are members one of another.
Hey, Shalom. All praises to Yahawashi. Yahawashi, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Much mercy to you true brothers out there, you few sisters that believe. May you continue to grow in the spirit in these days, man, as we all are, man, which is a beautiful thing. A couple of things I wanted to hit in this chapter real quick, because we're supposed to grow as that measure in the fullness of Yahawashi in this chapter. I think I heard the brother say that the other day. And it's funny, Ephesians 4 came up today, so I want to go over this a little bit, because this truth is for you to grow from the inside. You grow up to a measure of Yahawashi in the spirit. You see, and this ministry, like the scriptures say, is for the perfecting of the saints. So this ministry that we're teaching is to perfect men from the inside, to make them grow to a certain fullness. You see, so it's beautiful what's going on in these times, and these lessons, man, is only for the spiritual. It's only for the brothers. It's only for the believers. It's only for the ones that have abundance of love in their heart, that are sincere, that are making Yahawashi the new Passover. As I broke down that word Passover, Yahawashi, he's the Passover now in these times. In the old Egypt, you would have to put the blood of the lamb on your doorpost so the destroyer could pass over your house. Now you have to have the love of the Lord in your fucking heart. You see, you have to have the love of the Lord in your heart. And it's gonna have nothing to do with a new body. All you guys saying that shit, teaching this false doctrine and teaching our people to err and to be destroyed, you guys are going to be judged first. The scriptures say that the judgment is going to begin at our people, not Esau. And one of the biggest mysteries to this truth is that our people are the biggest devils. They're more of a devil than Esau. On another note, man, I seen this guy today. He's talking about Enoch, bro. Now we know about Enoch, but Enoch is not a high holy day. The Lord didn't send Enoch for a sacrifice. So it just shows how anti Yahawashi these guys are. They're against the Lord. If guys are not getting you to hold Yahawashi on high regard, getting you to make Yahawashi your high holy day and moving as him. See, the thing is, if you're not in that covenant, then you're not on fire. So as I broke down lukewarm, the mysteries of being lukewarm is you not abiding in that new covenant. Then you're lukewarm if you're not in that new covenant, because in that new covenant, that's where the fire is. So you got guys teaching this truth and they're not really on fire, but they can do a lot of carnal fucking videos. But you brothers that are in the spirit and you have love for your brother and you believe and you were sent by Yahawashi, you true apostles out there, your works mean everything in these last days. So, whenever you get the chance, you brothers, whatever you have to say, it means a lot for everybody of the whole body. And that's what the Lord said about the perfecting of the saints. But these guys that's denying the covenant and they're teaching all this shit, their words don't matter shit. And that's how you can tell if somebody's of the Lord. It don't matter if they do videos all the time. It's if they're denying the Lord. If they're is they actually pushing Yahawashi to be your high holy day? Are they doing that? Or are they going around the point? That's what guys are doing. Guys are doing topics on people that die. We don't do topics on people that die. You see, if it's not of Yahawashi, especially right now, then you ain't really talking about shit. And we know a lot of guys, they're set up to keep your mind off of Yahawashi, man, and it's crazy. But guys' judgment is here. They're so carnal, they don't even know it. And you're in the time of the judgment on our people. The judgment is going to begin at the house of our people. And how is the Lord giving that judgment? Through the mouth of a few. He said, hey, I'm going to be against you with the sword of my mouth. And so guys are overlooking that because it's carnal. You see what I'm saying? They look at it as something, because they're in the flesh, they're carnal. So they're looking at it as something they don't want to hear. But the Lord's word don't never go out void. It's only void when you guys are speaking, when you're fucking lukewarm, when you don't believe in the Lord. See, that's what we're dealing with. We're dealing in a time where if you don't accept Yahawashi, then you're not of the Lord. It don't matter what you're teaching. From these elders and from all these guys in these groups. They're all false prophets in all these groups. All these groups, they're just like the churches on every fucking corner. They're just like harlot houses, man. Because at the end of the day, they're teaching all this shit, but then they deny Yahawashi, and they're not teaching the Lord as the new Passover. They're not letting you know that the Lord is the Lord over any Sabbath day. That Yahawashi is the high holy day now. They're not telling you that, because these guys are still in the old laws of Moses. That means that when guys are in the old laws of Moses, they're still in the flesh and they're part of this world. It's funny because guys act like they want to get out of here and they're still teaching you the old laws of Moses to hold the old lamb Passovers. So that's just letting you know, like, guys ain't really trying to get out of here. And all that shit is a bunch of smoke and mirrors. But Ephesians chapter 4, uh, 4 and 12. I'm going to just start it here. It says, for the perfecting of the saints, for the work of the ministry, for the edifying of the body, till we all come in the unity of the faith, of the knowledge of the Son, of the power. That's what this whole thing is about. This whole thing is about Yahawashi, the son of the power. That's who it's about. It ain't about Enoch. It's not about nobody else. That what guys are doing, they're letting you know they're false prophets because Yahawashi is not the main thing. Guys will not really go into the Gospels like that because the Gospels actually expose guys that's sitting on high seats. Because when Yahawashi and when Paul was speaking, they were speaking against guys on high seats, just like with Stephen. So these guys in these last days, they have outdone themselves because now with the understanding of the new covenant, then you could plainly see all the false prophets. Because all the false prophets, they're denying the new covenant and they're not practicing Yahawashi as their Passover. So if you're not doing that, then you're a false prophet. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts, and there's no debating about it. You know, when the word of the Lord is not up for debate. And you know, somebody says something like, "Well, why we don't go out to the highways?" We've been explaining that. We don't have to fucking keep explaining ourselves. See, a lot of you guys, you're lukewarm. You come over here, then you go back over there and listen to the elders. You're in the fucking middle. And by now, the Lord, guys like that, man, because we've been explained it. It was a time in the season for that. The Lord is closing this thing up. Ain't nothing out there but false prophets. That's lukewarm, which are not in the covenant of the Lord. So guys coming over here second guessing us, that just means that guys are in the flesh still. Because when you hear the spirit, you're going to know the way, you're going to walk ye in it. You're not going to have to fucking question it. And like we do countless lessons on it, it got to times to where the true men of the Lord, they weren't able to fucking be out there like that because their life was in danger. That's why all you guys that's going to the highways and the hedges, your fucking life ain't in danger because you're false prophets, because you deny the covenant. So, you know, like you don't have to worry about anything because you guys, you're false prophets. But if you're really teaching that new covenant, then that's something that's going to have your life in danger. That's why, like, we don't have to explain shit to you guys, man. It's best you guys go fucking read, man. You know, go fucking read and stop looking at guys that just because they're fucking famous. You see, a lot of you guys, you don't really even understand this, man. This is for the ones that's spiritual, that have love in their heart, that understand the history and the opposition that's against the new covenant. The kingdom, going back in the time of Yahawashi and after he died, they were against the ones teaching the new covenant. That is something you got to understand. Ephesians 4:13, till we have come to the unity of the faith of the knowledge of the Son of the power, unto a perfect man, unto the measure of the stature of the fullness of the anointed. So we have to come to the fullness of the anointed in the spirit. You see, get to that Omega level, get to that Jean Grey level, you know. Hey, it's beautiful, man. It's beautiful. That's what this is about. Perfecting yourself unto the measure and the stature of the fullness of Yahawashi. Verse 14, that we henceforth be no more children tossed to and fro, carried about every wind of doctrine. And that's what a lot of guys, when they come over here, they're in the spirit where they're in the middle, they're tossed to and fro. So they come over here, and then they don't really understand what's going on over here because they're still listening to corrupt men. And I tell you now, if you're taking heed to these corrupt men, you're in their spirit. You see? And if you're not free from their spirit, then that just means you're corrupt. You're in the middle. Because these guys, they don't have no place with Yahawashi. They deny him. And you're still listening to them. That means that you're not whole for Yahawashi. Verse 14, that we henceforth be no more children tossed to and fro and carried about with every wind of doctrine by the sleight of men and cunning craftiness, whereby they lie in wait to deceive. And that's what guys are doing. They're lying wait and they're deceiving. That's all that's out there in the world. You know, the temple, the breakdown of the temples built with hands, it is going into how guys are in these synagogues made by men, and all they are is just, they're just corrupt. They're deceiving and they're cunning because they're teaching things You got guys like Dayton and all these guys. They talk a good talk. Oh, the book of Enoch and all this. Well, Enoch wasn't sent here to be a mediator to the Most High, bro. See, guys' priorities is all fucked up because they're in the flesh. You're in the flesh if you're keeping the old laws of Moses like that. If you deny the Lord in this time, that just means you're in the flesh. And your mind, you don't have a spiritual mind. You don't have a mind of the miracles. You don't have a mind of healing. You don't have a mind of love. You don't have a mind of mercy. You're carnal. You're a carnal motherfucker. So what guys can do in the flesh, being carnal, they could teach, like, they can teach certain things because they're carnal. They have to make up for the spirit. So they have to make it seem like, oh yeah, I'm going to go into the book of Enoch. You see, Enoch is not important right now. Look, everything that is lawful is not expedient. That's what Paul said. That's what Paul said in the scriptures. So that's why the Lord said, Ephesians 4:15, this is what Paul said, for we henceforth be no more children tossed to and fro, carried about with every wind of doctrine. These guys have their own doctrine by the sleight of men and cunning craftiness, whereby they lie and wait to deceive. That's what guys are doing. Instead of talking about Yahawashi, they're distracting you about other shit that don't even matter. So that's why, guys, a quick way to see if guys are in the spirit, just ask guys, are we in the new covenant? And if they tell you no or we're waiting, then get away from their ass. So pretty much all these groups, they deny the covenant. So they mean they're not of the Lord. See, what you will understand about this truth, the Lord don't want everybody. You see, and we don't want everybody either. We don't give a fuck about all you guys that come over here, because a lot of you guys, you come over here doubting us because the ones who you look up to, they're exalted. That just means you're in the fucking flesh and you don't understand the scriptures. The Lord said the ones that's exalted, they're going to be abased, and they're being abased. That's why we're teaching the things we're teaching, because the spirit is abasing their ass. Now, carnally, they might still have a position, but in the spirit, they know they don't have no place there. So guys are laying wait to deceive. That's what guys are set up for in these last days, to deceive you. They're not set up to get you to salvation. Like I said, if you're not under that new covenant, then you're carnal, then you're a fucking murderer, you're a liar, you're a piece of shit. Basically, you're in the flesh. Because under the new covenant, you have a spiritual mind, you have a mind of miracles. You see, you're in the same mind of Yahawashi. That's why the Lord said, unto the measure of stature of the fullness of the anointed. That means coming to the fullness in the spirit of Yahawashi. So when the Lord said it's nothing impossible, he's going into is nothing impossible when you are in him now. All these other guys that practice the physical lamb, they don't have nothing to do with Yahawashi, because they're deliberately telling you, like, we don't have nothing to do with Yahawashi. We're gonna keep the old lamb. And so if the Lord brought something better and they just knock the Lord's hand away, then what that make these guys? They're reprobates. They're reprobates. And guys watching these guys like that, learning from them still, they're reprobates too. So you got guys, they come over here questioning us. When you really don't have, really what you need to do is just shut the fuck up and listen, man. Because they're all false prophets over there. If they wasn't false prophets, they would be exalting the Son as much as they could. The Lord said unto the measure of the stature of the fullness of the anointed. This is all about Yahawashi. You see? That we henceforth be no more children tossed to and fro, carried about with every wind of doctrine. So we're not carried to and fro of the doctrines of the camps or elders or shit like that, by the sleight of men and cunning craftiness, whereby they lie and wait to deceive. That's what guys are doing. They're lying and they're waiting to deceive. But speaking in truth and love may grow unto him in all things, which is the head, even the anointed. From whom the whole body fitly joined together, compacted, that which every joint supplied according to the effectual working in the measure of every part maketh the increase of the body unto the edifying of itself in love. So by us each growing, it helps the body. And the main force for the spirit and for spiritual power is love. That's the carrying force. Along with the faith, the discernment, the judgment, mercy. These are the heavier matters of the law. These are the driving forces of the spirit, which are unseen. So when we teach each other, we're able to grow in those heavier matters. Which what that does, it makes the body grow. You see, this I say therefore, and testify in the Lord, that ye henceforth walk not as other Gentiles walk, in the vanity of their mind. The old laws of Moses, those basically those are dead. Dealing with the old lamb, eating a physical lamb. Like the brother said earlier, when you go to Matthew's, they wasn't eating no lamb in the Last Supper. They was eating bread and wine. I think I did a video on that like a month ago. But they didn't eat no physical lamb at the Lord's Passover. The Lord was the spiritual Passover. Matter of fact, let me come back, man. I want to read this real quick. The best thing for you guys, man, is to read the scriptures. You see, the false prophets, they're going to be out there. Because they're not in danger. They're teaching the old laws of Moses, which were broken. Now, do we just cast all those laws off? No, but concerning the high holy days, Yahawashi is that new Passover. And without you keeping the new lamb, Yahawashi as your Passover, you ain't gonna fucking make it. So you could come over here and doubt what we're talking about and second guess it and stay a lukewarm ass in the middle. You see? Oh. Let me see. What's that? Matthew 27. Yeah, this is serious, man. Yeah, Matthew 26 and 26. And as they were eating, Yahawashi took the bread and blessed it and brake it and gave it to the disciples and said, take it, eat, this is my body. And he took the cup and gave it thanks and gave it unto them, saying, drink ye all of it, for this is the blood of the New Testament, which is shed for many for the remission of sins. So this is the new covenant, man. This is the covenant. So now you have to drink the Lord's body. You have to be in his spirit. This is the new covenant. So you deny the new covenant, you're denying the Lord. It's just as simple as that. Going back to Ephesians. So going back to Ephesians real quick. Ephesians chapter 4 and 17, it says, this I say therefore, and testify in the Lord, that ye henceforth walk not as other Gentiles walk, in the vanity of their mind, having the understandings darkened, being alienated from the life of the Most High, through the ignorance that is in them because of the blindness in their heart. Right? A lot of guys, they're fucking blind to Yahawashi. They're blind to his laws. They're blind of the spirit, and they're part of this world. So guys, their understanding is darkened. And that's the thing, like, if you're amongst these guys in the world, in all these camps and these groups, then you're in a Gentile fucking mind state, which you're thinking in a way of vanity. So guys are teaching without the sense of Yahawashi and the new laws. So everything that guys are teaching is vanity, because they're walking after the flesh. They're not walking after the spirit of Yahawashi. You see, like I say, Enoch is not the mediator, man. These guys show you every day they're waxing worse and worse and worse, like the scriptures say. They just gonna wax worse and worse till they're fucking destroyed. Let me read this again. Ephesians 4:17. This I say, therefore, I testify in the Lord, that ye henceforth walk not as other Gentiles walk, in the vanity of their mind. Right? It's all vain without Yahawashi. If you're not in that new covenant right now, then everything you're doing is just vanity, is of the world. So you're going to perish with the world. It says, having the understanding darkened, being alienated from the life of the Most High, through the ignorance that is in them, because of the blindness of their heart, who being past feeling have given themselves over to lasciviousness, to work all uncleanliness with greediness. You see, this is what the spirit that guys are in. Guys are in a mind state where they're blind. You see, they're blind, because if you're not teaching men to follow Yahawashi, because like the brother did the video, what happened with those old laws, the Lord brought a spiritual law, which now, with those spiritual laws, you can't, like guys are doing, they hold the Day of Atonement, or they might hold the new moon, or they might cook a lamb and shit. You can't do that no more, because the Lord did away with that. Our people, they fucking abuse that. And that's what the guys are doing it now. So guys are actually dead to Yahawashi, because like what they're doing is they're making you think they're of the Lord by keeping these old laws of Moses, but the Lord brought something better, which our people, they reject. So that leaves them in the dark right now. They're not in the spirit. And I tell you this, in these days to come, you got to be in the spirit. If you're not in the spirit in these days, then the thing about it, what's going to happen with you, you're not going to make it. And a lot of these guys, they're not going to make it. And they're teaching other guys not to make it either. Following behind these elderly apostles, which are not teaching you in the ways of Yahawashi. Yahawashi is not the topic to these guys in these groups. They're against the Lord. They're anti-Yahawashi. These guys are against the Lord. Guys is teaching Enoch. Bro, this ain't the time of Enoch, bro. Everything is lawful. It's not fucking expedient. So guys are blind in their fucking heart, man. They're ignorant. They're in the fucking flesh. It says, who being times past feeling have given themselves over to lascivious, to work all uncleanness and greediness. And guys, that greediness of gain. That's why a lot of guys, they're leaving the synagogue right now. Truth be told. You see? And it's beautiful. Because guys are in the fucking flesh, bro. But ye have not so learned the anointed. If so be that ye have heard him and have been taught by him, as the truth is in Yahawashi Mashiach. You hear that? Let me read that again. But ye have not so learned the anointed. If so be that ye have heard him and have been taught by him, as the truth is in Yahawashi. So the Lord is where you should be. Not no fucking old laws of Moses, not learning about Enoch. Even though Enoch, he's an important person. Like everybody, Abraham, all of them, yeah, our forefathers, yeah, they're all important, but they're not the mediators right now who you should follow. Moses told your ass the Lord is the one that you should follow. It says that ye put off concerning the former conversation of old man, which is corrupt according to the deceitful lust, and be renewed in the spirit of your mind, and that ye may put on the new man, which is after the Most High is created in righteousness and true holiness. Right? That old man is that old fucking law. And that's why the scriptures say, put on that new man, which is the new law, which is the new covenant. Be renewed in your spirit. By who? Yahawashi. That's why the Lord said, if you don't have me, you don't have nothing. You got this parable right here in Mark 12. The brother went into Mark 12 earlier. This right here, I want to read this real quick because you have to have a mind frame and the heart of this lady in this parable. Now, guys are giving all these fucking sacrifices, but they don't have no love in their heart and they don't have no fucking mercy. Mark chapter 12 and 41. And Yahawashi sat over against the treasury, and behold, how the people cast money into the treasury, and many that were rich cast in much. Like you guys, you're rich in the flesh. Like you're giving all these sacrifices too. Like you're giving all these sacrifices, but guys' hearts ain't right. They're just doing it. They could just put up blessings, but they're not putting their heart in there with it. And this is what counts in these days. If you're a soulless, heartless, spiritless person that's able just to do carnal lessons, you don't have no place with Yahawashi in these last days. And so the Lord's not looking for guys like that. Mark 12 and 41. And Yahawashi sat over against the treasury and beheld the people cast money into the treasury. And many that were rich cast in much. And there came a certain poor widow, and she threw in 2 mites, which make a farthing. And he called unto him his disciples, and said unto them, verily I say unto you, this poor widow have cast more in than all they which have cast in the treasury. For all they did in of their abundance, but she of her want did cast in all that she had, even all her living. So the Lord was saying, verily I say unto you, that this poor widow has cast more than all these fucking rich men, even with the little bit what she had, because she had love with it. You guys, you don't have any love because you don't have Yahawashi. You don't have any mercy. So in these last days, if you're not in line with Yahawashi through love, then the thing about it, a lot of you guys, you're not going to make it, man. You're not going to make it following those old laws of Moses. And your elders and your apostles that's teaching you that shit. Hey, if you think about it, these guys, they never had the oil the whole time, because they've been keeping the old laws of Moses the whole time. And the Lord, he brought a new law, which you have to do this out of love now. So now you can't be to the ones that's under the new covenant. You can't fool them. Now you can fool these guys that's in the flesh, that's following the old laws of Moses. But for brothers that have accepted the new covenant and that's moving in the new covenant, hey, brothers' eyes are open. You know, just like Neo, man, he can see everything. And so you're not fooling nobody. Hey, guys are deceiving many while they're deceiving their fucking self, waxing worse and worse. So this lady that cast in the little bit that she cast in was way more than everybody that was rich that's throwing shit in there. And this is what you have to understand that the new covenant is about. It's all about you having that's within the inside. And with that, shalom.